Okay, hello, welcome to another week's reading vlog. For that cliffhanger that I've just been left with, I would just go to bed right now and just sleep. In fact, that's probably what I will do. I'm tired, I've got my eyes shut talking to you. One person's trash is another person's treasure. Do you know what I mean? Okay, hello, welcome to another week's reading vlog. It is currently 1:10 on Monday afternoon. I haven't been able to start this video any earlier because I left my camera at Andy's yesterday. So I've just had to go out, set a really long sprint for Patreon Sprints Magic Monday and go to Andy's to go pick it up. Now Andy doesn't live around the corner from me, he lives like 25 minutes away, and it took even longer because there's roadworks right outside his flat. I had to park like 7-minute walk away so that I could walk up and go get it because it would have been quicker than sitting in the traffic and trying to battle that. So I've just been to go get the camera, wrap up last week's vlog, and now we can start on this week's vlog. And I am going to start with a parcel because it'd be rude not to, let's face it. I have just wrapped up last week's vlog with 2 parcels actually as well. They were great parcels as well, so I would recommend checking that out if you want to see a giant manga haul that I did not fucking pay for, which is outstanding. And fantastic news, and I'm very excited about it. So this is from Stitch, who I have bought many products from before, and I'm really excited about this sweater. I shouldn't be treating myself like this, but I couldn't not get this one because it is absolutely perfect. And it says, I want to cry, but I have shit to do. And I thought this was perfect, so I'm very excited about it. I love the colour, I am obsessed with the colour, and I love it, and I'm really excited. I will link, if I remember to do so, I will link Stitch in the description box down below. I got a lot of my Christmas sweaters from Stitch and a whole bunch of other stuff from Stitch as well previously, so if I remember to do so, I'll leave a link in the description box down below. So this week I have a relatively busy week, to be honest. Today is going to be a filming and editing day, and it's going to be a really busy and hardcore filming and editing day. I need to film my wrap up. I had to just do my wrap up of last week's vlog, which took me 20 minutes. Start this vlog. I've got some updates to do for a couple of other vlogs as well. The big long project that's going to go up while I'm away in April, and a Patreon vlog that I'm currently filming for as well. So I have those to update as well. So lots of filming, and then I need to get on with some editing. I need to wrap up, I need to edit last week's vlog, edit my wrap up for February. So it's a heavy filming and editing day today. My brother did just phone to tell me that he's not working Wednesday, and my intention was to work Wednesday, Thursday this week because Andy's got his theory test on Friday, so I need to go take him to do that. So I think I may end up being here Wednesday to do a lot of reading. I could go to Andy's, but he likes his Wednesdays, when he's had Monday, Tuesday in, he likes his Wednesday to just sit and do nothing. He will sleep, he will watch movies, he will go on the PlayStation, and honestly I might as well stay here and do some work. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Then I'll work Thursday, then I'll be with him Friday, take him to do his theory, maybe we'll get some lunch or something while we're out as well, and then Saturday and Sunday is actually my Patreon 48-hour readathon, so we will be doing that over the weekend. So there will be lots of reading over the weekend. I don't know how much I'm going to get done this week. I am aiming to do plenty of reading this week. However, I am still doing that really large project that I'm going to put up in April. And I need to read the books for that. So, and I can't really tell you about them. So I will probably try and focus on those books, but one book that I did start last week that I'm going to be finishing this week, hopefully before the F1 readathon starts. There will be so much reading for that, so don't panic. But one book that I did start is Hate by Tate James, which was my Patreon pick for March, by Amanda. So I'm excited for this one. I am currently 97 pages into this one. I have started it, and we are following Madison Kate Danvers, and at the beginning of this she has gone to an illegal MMA fight that has been hosted at this kind of like horror amusement park, if you like. And she's gone with her best friend. And then someone ends up being shot at the fight. There are some gang wars going on between these two different gangs. Someone ends up being shot at the fight. She ends up being hunted down by this guy from one of the gangs because I think it's something to do with her dad, I think. But she ends up being saved by these 3 other guys. Now, she ends up being kind of, I don't want to say too much. Something ends up going down, and 11 months later, we come back to her 11 months later, and she's coming back to town. She's been in Cambodia, I think, for 11 months with her auntie. Her dad kind of exiled her away so that she didn't end up going to prison instead because of the thing that went down. She comes back to find, I just want to make sure that I don't spoil anything. Yeah, she ends up coming back and she ends up bumping into 3 guys, one of them being Readathon. His older brother is the guy that's was kind of hunting her down at this event. And yeah, I can't really explain it much more than that. It's a revenge story. Madison Kate Danvers was murdered tonight. Those words changed my life and not for the better. They were wrong, of course. I'm not dead, but I was set up. After being charged with a string of offences and made an example of by my politically minded father, I was eventually released back into Shadow Grove with one thing on my mind: hate. Someone is going to pay for derailing my carefully laid out future. Someone is going to catch the full force of my hate. How very convenient that someone now lives in the bedroom down the hall from me. Readathon and his boys mess with the wrong chick, and they're about to learn just how cold Madison Kate's hate can run. So Archer now lives in the same house that she does for reasons. And she now has to live with him and his 2 boys that saved her that night, but also set her up. So yeah, I don't know the full ins and outs yet of why she was set up, neither does she, because she will not give them time to explain themselves. She's just full of rage and hate. But so far, I'm very intrigued, and I'm very much so interested in it and enjoying it. I like in the writing style, so I'm looking forward to this one. It's my first Tate James book. So I am enjoying this, and I think it's one that I can fly through as well. So I think I will finish this pretty soon, either tonight or tomorrow. So that is the book that I'm concentrating on at the moment, and then I will try and get into a couple of the other books for the big project that I'm working on, the BookTube Favourites video. It is a shame I can't really mention those books to you, but I don't want to spoil what's going to be in the video, so it is what it is, unfortunately. So yeah, and then later on this week, obviously on the weekend, we've got the F1 Readathon, which I will tell you about my TBR close to the time. I keep changing it, so I'll tell you about my TBR nearer the time. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. So I've got a busy filming day and editing day today. I'm already knackered after having to take that trip out. But I'm gonna go and I will check back in with you and have another update for you.
Infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold, 'cause I can't.
This lighting's bloody awful and I look like shit because I'm so fucking tired. It's about 1:45 and I'm about to go to bed. But really quickly needed to come on. I'm not going to give you my full thoughts now because they're not going to be coherent whatsoever. But I just finished Hate by Tate James. What the fuck? What? I am really glad I didn't read this when it came out and I had to wait for the next one. The cliffhanger in this is absolutely shocking, and that is why I'm about to go to bed and read at least a couple of chapters of Liar. My entire reading plan has gone out of the window for this week, let me tell you. I thought this was going to take me up until the weekend to read, and I just couldn't stop tonight. This was so addictive. What the fuck? I was not expecting that when I picked this up. I'm not gonna lie. My eyes are like actually red. I'm so tired. And if it wasn't for the fact, for that cliffhanger that I've just been left with, I would just go to bed right now and just sleep. In fact, that's probably what I will do. I'm tired, I've got my eyes shut talking to you. It's probably what I will do. I just desperately need to know what happens next. Maybe if I just go to bed though, because just get up at a reasonable time tomorrow and read Liar. You know? This is the only time where I'm grateful to myself for having the whole series. Oh shit. Right, I'm gonna go to bed. I gave this 5 stars. I'll speak to you in the morning. Okay, hello. It is 12:30 on Tuesday. It took me a really long time to get out of bed this morning. I was really struggling. I slept like shit last night. So I am here to talk to you about hate. Gave you a very brief update yesterday when I finished it at like 11:45 or something. And this, I don't know what I was expecting going into this. I wasn't expecting a lot. I know that it was very popular when it came out, but I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it recently. Like, I don't know if maybe I'm on the wrong side of BookTok or something. I don't think I am. This came out in 2020, so I don't know if I'm on like the wrong side of BookTok or something, but I haven't seen it much on BookTok. So I wasn't expecting a lot when I went into it, and I went into it knowing nothing than what's on the back of the book, which doesn't tell you a lot, to be perfectly honest. It is very vague, other than the fact that it's a why choose romance, which it is definitely that. We're following Madison Kate, who in the beginning, she is assumed dead. She goes to a illegal MMA fight, and partway through the fight a gunshot goes off and she tries to get out of there. She's with her best friend Bree, and she's trying to get out of there. Now it turns out there is now a woman dead on the floor that looks exactly like Madison from the back, except that Madison's dressed up because it's Halloween and she has a pink wig on. So in that moment I knew, but she didn't know, that that was supposed to be her. So she was the target. Now, partway through trying to get out of this whole fucking crazy mess, she ends up being pulled to one side by this guy called, at the time, we don't know his name. She calls him Green Eyes because he's got green eyes. And then another guy turns up and he's got blue eyes, and then there's another guy and he's got like grey eyes or whatever. And they're all trying to help her and save her from what the hell is going on. It's very clear she's the target. They then get her out of there, and then they dump her at the side of the road and say that someone will come along and pick you up. As it turns out, she's been given a hoodie from one of the guys because she was freezing, and there is something in that hoodie that then incriminates her, and she ends up going to prison for like 3 months. And then her dad, he's got a very good position of power or something. Her dad ends up kind of sending her away to Cambodia to live with her aunt for like 9 months or something. So she's away for like 11 months. Then we jump forward 11 months in the to present day, and she comes back to town. She's obviously very aware of what happened. Despite the fact that she was cleared of the charges, she's still deemed a criminal because she ended up doing 3 months in lockup because nobody came to stand up for her or anything. And when she gets to her family's new home, her dad's new home, her mum has previously been murdered. When she gets to her dad's new home, he has just left town with his new girlfriend / wife, and she finds these 3 in her home. And she's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And it all kind of goes from there. She ends up in a why choose romance with these 3 guys. We end up with names for them, we get to know them a little bit more, but by the end of the book it's still not fully explained exactly what happened that night. The lead guy, Grey Eyes, I don't want to say their names in advance. Oh no, it's there. Archer. The lead guy, Grey Eyes Archer, he is very adamant that he's not going to tell her exactly what's going on, and I'm not sure the reason why. Green Eyes Cody has told her little tidbits, and so has Steel, Blue Eyes. But other than that, we don't know much else of what's going on. So I've come to the end of this book, and it ends on quite the cliffhanger. And I don't know why she was set up. how she was set up or how that even happened or whether she was meant to be set up. I don't know what's happening next. I don't know what's going on with the guys and their angle on this. She has a stalker in this as well. It's not too prominent. It's spoken about more than we see it, which is kind of good for me. But she has a stalker in this. Her dad is suspicious. I have my predictions about her dad. And there is so much going on. And I just loved this. I loved it. You know that I say that Zodiac Academy's got crack in the pages and the Savage Land series is a little bit similar. Like, it's so easy to read. It's very easy to get through. This is the same. It's got a really easy writing style. It's very addictive. I really enjoy the characters. I'm like super invested in the characters and what's going on and what's going to happen next. I will say that Madison Kate does have that princess, spoiled, naive, everything should be about me kind of vibe going for her, but I think that we're gonna grow with her quite a lot with that. And also she's been through a lot in her life. She found her mother murdered when she was about 11 years old, I think, and she's got a lot going on in her life. Clearly we're in a town here where there's gang wars, there's the Reapers and the Wraiths. She is living in a home right now with 3 guys that set her up, or she thinks 3 guys that set her up. Her dad is nowhere to be seen. He's off dilly-dallying with his new missus, and she's just kind of, her dad treats her like she's a pretentious, stupid princess. So in that sense, on occasion, the boys treat her like that, and in that sense, on occasion, she comes off like that with some of the things that she does to get revenge back on them. Some of the things that she's doing are childish and pathetic, but I'm gonna give her a break. She's been through a lot, and the poor girl has got like no parental figure right now at all. Her mum has died. Her dad is nowhere to be fucking seen. She was left to rot in a prison for 3 months and then shipped off to Cambodia for 9 months. So you know what, if she wants to act a little bit childish about it, kudos to her, because I would as well. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying this. I got to the end of the book and I was like, mate, I'm absolutely knackered, and I really have a TBR that I've got to stick to this month, because there's the big video that I'm trying to do, that I'm trying to get finished so I can upload it while I'm in Turkey in August, in fuck's sake, not August, April. And then, you know, I've got other videos that I'm trying to do, so I was like, I do not have the time to be going straight into Liar, but I think I'm gonna have to do it, you know. I think I'm going to have to do it. Last night I was gonna go straight into Liar and just get started and try and get a couple of chapters in, but I knew that if I picked this up, I would be up all night reading it. And quite frankly, it probably would have been a better use of my time, because I did not fucking sleep anyway. But I didn't end up doing that. I did end up picking a book for the big project. I only got to like 25 pages in, but I am going to continue on with that for a few hours today, and then I think I'm going to go back to this series and actually pick up Liar as well and find out what happens next, because I am shooketh. I'm shooketh. I did not anticipate enjoying this as much as I did. And you know, when you just, I just want to talk about ratings real quick, because I know that some people do ratings differently than others, and you know, that's absolutely fine. You rate books how you feel good about rating books. That's absolutely fine. I'm never gonna judge anybody on how they rate a book, ever. I very rarely give out 1 and 2 star ratings, because I am an active DNFer. If I'm not enjoying a book, and especially if it's a long book, I am not going to finish that book, because why am I wasting my time on a book I'm not enjoying, and I'm about 99% convinced I'm not going to enjoy it at the end either? Why am I wasting my time on this book when I could be picking up something else I'm going to enjoy? So on that basis, I very rarely rate books 1 and 2 star. It does happen on occasion. It's not unheard of. I have given out 1 and 2 star ratings, but it doesn't happen very often. And usually I get to the end and think I should have DNF'd that book. That was a waste of my fucking time. What was the point? But I give out 4 and 5 stars a lot, because I know my reading taste very, very well, and I tend to stick within those boundaries, because although I do like to try new things, and on occasion I do, sometimes it works out for me, sometimes it doesn't, I do like to stick within my boundaries. I am a creature of habit. I like to stick to what I know. I rewatch series very, very regular. I have severe anxiety, so I like not to, I just don't colour out of the lines very often. I do if I'm actually colouring, because I'm shit colouring, but I don't colour out the lines very often with my reading taste. So I, therefore, when I'm rating my books, I will use Corpile, because I find that it helps with my rating. That so many more books would be getting 5 stars thrown at them in the moment that don't deserve them. So I do use Corpile, and I do think about it very, very carefully. Now, this book I didn't anticipate getting a 5 star. I thought, you know, maybe it's going to be okay and it will be like a 3, or maybe it'll just push a 4. I didn't anticipate enjoying this as much as I did, and I don't know if it's a situation of right book, right time, and I just had a fucking fantastic time with it and really, really enjoyed it, and it might be one that doesn't stay in my head very long, or whether this is truly a masterpiece. But I can rate books based off of vibes, and this got a 5 star. Got a 5 star because I loved the writing style. The writing style was so easy, it was so quick to get through, it was very addictive, and it was a really good writing style. I really liked it. Got a 5 star because I love the characters. I'm so invested in the characters, I need to know what's going to happen next. Got a 5 star because of the plot. It got a 5 star because of the sex scenes. It got a 5 star because of Brie. I love Brie, her best friend. I am like still a little bit up in the air about her, but I do enjoy her character. It got a 5 star for all of these reasons, and I think for all of these reasons it will keep its 5 star. I don't anticipate a couple of months down the line I'm going to be like, that didn't really deserve that 5 star. It got a 5 star because of the vibes. I was vibing with this book. It took me less than 24 hours to read this, which in a normal sense, if I just sat down and read this now, it would take me probably 4 hours, if that. But I, you know, was working. I did a full day's work yesterday. I had to go out for an hour and a half to go pick my fucking camera up. So I wasn't just sitting down and reading, but it took me less than 24 hours to get to this. Once I came back to it last night, I just couldn't put it down. I was so addicted to it. So I will rate my books sometimes based off of vibes. It is what it is. Does Zodiac Academy really, truly deserve the 4, 4.5 stars and 5 stars that I've been giving it? Probably not. But am I vibing when I'm reading it? Am I enjoying myself and just having the time of my life? Absolutely. I don't know what else to tell you. It depends on the book. If it's like a thriller or a horror, it might be a little bit more harsh. If it's an epic fantasy, adult fantasy, might be a little bit more harsh. But my romance and fantasy romance, vibes. I want to be entertained. Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I want to be entertained. So yeah, 5 stars for this. This was fucking fantastic. Chat to me in the comments if you've read it, because I'm really intrigued to see what other people say. But I have had a few comments on Instagram, because I did like a little post with these two next to each other being like, I have a whole ass TBR to read this month and now I just want to binge the series. It's still a possibility for the week. I have a 48-hour readathon on the weekend. Can I squeeze the other 2 in on the weekend? Maybe. And I've had a few comments saying, yes, this series is everything, and I'm so glad you've got the rest of the series so you can binge it. I don't tend to binge series on the basis that I can get bored. I did that with the Twisted series, but I think that's because I was reading them back to back. The characters just read the fucking same to me. I think it was the same narrators as well on the audiobooks. These characters will have the same narrators because it's the same characters. Also, actually, speaking of narrators, I listened to the audiobook, and the audiobook for this was so fucking good. It's not very often I listen to dual narration books, because it's not very often they're done. Butcher and Blackbird, actually, other than the Illuminae files, I think Butcher and Blackbird is one of the first ones that I've listened to that's got dual narration, not duet narration. So the difference is that dual narration is that she will do all of her speaking parts and he will do all of his, regardless of what chapter they're in. Duet narration is where you've got 2 narrators doing the book or more, but they are only speaking, they speak for everybody in their chapter. So dual narration in this is that Madison Kate, our main character, is telling the story, so she's doing most of the talking, but whenever somebody else speaks, it's a different person, and I love it. And I'm really enjoying myself. I think the narrator does the same voice maybe for Brie, I'm not 100% certain, but the guys, Archer and Cody and also Steele, they have a different narrator. They have a male narrator. I don't know if it's just one or they've got individual narrators for each of the guys, I'm not sure. But they have a guy that speaks. And when there's a phone call as well, it sounds like a phone call. It's really good. The way it's done, very fantastic. And I'm really enjoying the audiobooks. So I will be continuing on with these with the audiobooks. So anyway, that was a really long update, but I just wanted to come on and tell you about it and have a little chat about ratings and stuff as well, because some of you might look at me and be like, are you really giving this 5 stars? And some of you in the past might be like, are you really giving Zodiac Academy 4 stars? It was a piece of trash. I'm like, listen, a piece of trash. One person's trash is another person's treasure. Do you know what I mean? Like, I am vibing. I'm having a great fucking time. And it's not very often I come out of a book and be like, I need to pick up the next one immediately. Binding 13 and Keeping 13 was a rarity for me. It's not very often I do that. I'm like, okay, I really enjoyed that and I will come around to the sequel soon. And then it's usually like a year before I get to the sequel. But this, I need to know what's going on. I gotta know. It's another kind of situation as well where I'm like, I need to know. It's not a sense of urgency in the sense of worry like it was with Binding and Keeping 13. This is a sense of what the fuck just happened. I need to know what's going on. Who did this? What's going on? Is Madison okay? Let me know what's going on. So anyway, so I'm going to continue on with the book that I'm reading for the other vlog, and then I will get into this and potentially try and read this today. I mean, it is already gone midday. It's 10 to 1. But there's still a potential for me to do that though. I'm not planning on doing any work today. I just want to read today. I'm so tired. I just need to relax, chill and read. I will get on with some work tomorrow. I'll edit my Saturday's video tomorrow, which is my February wrap up. I'll edit that tomorrow, maybe do some Instagram posts tomorrow. I may, because if I sit here too long I will get bored. I may go up and do some Instagram posts today, we'll see. But that is my plan, so I'm gonna go and get on with that, and I'll check back in with you and have an update for you. Okay, hello, it's Wednesday afternoon. It's 20 past 2 in the afternoon, and oh, excuse me, I've ended up working a bit this morning. I'm supposed to be at work today, but Matt's off work and I work at his. So if he's not working, I either have to like rearrange my days or I take the day off with him. So he's gone out with Tara and Luca today. Obviously Thomas is at nursery, and I've decided to take the day off, and it's probably done me some good, to be honest, because yesterday I got Sweet Fanny Adams done. I literally read and watched movies all day, whereas today I did need to get some work done. I was in a little bit of a low mood yesterday, and then Mother Nature paid me a call last night, so that would explain a lot. Would explain my low mood from last week. It explains my low mood yesterday and why I am feeling so incredibly tired at the moment. So that explains a lot. My hormones are kicking off royally, and I'm not used to it. So yay for that. But I have been doing lots of editing today. I have edited my Feb wrap up. I have edited a Patreon exclusive vlog. I've edited another Patreon exclusive vlog that I will upload while I'm on holiday, and I have just filmed another Patreon exclusive vlog. So lots of Patreon stuff going on today. I have a meeting at 5 o'clock with Trover Trip, so I need to make sure that I keep my eyes peeled for that, make sure that I fucking remember, because there is a likelihood that I would forget. But I'm here to give you a reading update. So yesterday I did start Liar. I got partway through the book that I told you I was reading for another video, and then decided to put that down for reasons. But I got partway through Liar yesterday. This is the second book to Hate in the Madison Kate series by Tate James. So many T's in that sentence, it's not even funny. How, like, Hate, Kate, Tate, for what reason? Explain yourself, Tate James. Anyway, I am currently on page 237, and I am very much so enjoying this one. I feel like we're getting a little bit more from the boys in this one, and we are getting to know them a little bit better, and things are starting to come out that have been hidden from Madison. She's starting to get to know a little bit more, but still not enough for her. They're still keeping things very close to their chest. But yeah, I am enjoying this one so far. The Why Choose is coming in a lot more in this one as well. So I'm having a good time. I am desperate for some Archer why chooseness though. I'm not gonna lie, we've had a couple of scenes but it's not gone too far, but I'm desperate for it now. That's what I'm pining for more than anything, I'm not gonna lie, because I think it is gonna rock Madison's world as well as mine. But I'm still really enjoying this series. I have actually fucked around with my TBR a little bit. I'm still not set on it 100%, but I've fucked around my TBR a little bit for this upcoming weekend for the F1 Readathon, the 48-hour Readathon, with my patrons, and I have managed to put Fake and Hate on there. I'm determined to finish this series this week. I'm not gonna lie, it's very rare I do this. I did it with the Twisted series by Anna Huang. Anna Huang? Yeah, I think so. By Anna Huang, and I got bored partway through, which is the reason why I don't binge series back to back. Otherwise I would do like more series vlogs. However, this one I'm really enjoying, and because we're following the same characters and the audiobooks are very, very good. I don't know if I mentioned this. I think I did mention it yesterday. Because the audiobooks are very, very good and I'm super engaged and they're very fast paced, I don't think there's a chance of me getting too bored with these. And I am breaking them up a little bit with other books in between, whereas the Twisted Love Log, it was 1 week and that's all I was reading for the week. So yeah, I'm determined to try and finish this week. We will see whether or not I manage that, along with a bunch of other books for sure as well. I didn't anticipate getting through Hate as quick as I did, so I did not see this series binge coming in the slightest. But I'm really, really enjoying it and I'm having a good time. So that is the update that I've got for you. That's the reading update I've got for you today. I'm hoping to finish this today. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do with myself. Tomorrow I've got work. Obviously tomorrow's Thursday. I've got work and then I'll be staying at Andy's. Then Friday he's got his theory test. So we may go out for some food. I'm not sure beforehand. We'll see how he's feeling. And then he's got his theory test in the afternoon. And then I'll probably stay at his again Friday evening. And then just get up super early with him. Drop him off at work on Saturday morning and then come home. He starts work at 7 but he gets to work for around 6:30. So we'll probably be up for about like 10 to 6, 20 to 6, and then I'll drop him off and then come home. I'm usually home for like 7, so I will then have like a couple of hours to get started on my TBR or jump back in bed for a little bit if I'm knackered, if I've not slept well. I usually sleep better with him than I do at home on my own these days, so I'm pretty much guaranteed a decent sleep. And then I have patron sprints starting at 10 o'clock on Saturday. So whether or not I actually pick something up after this, if I finish it today, is another matter. I may go straight into Fake, just to get started on that. And then I can read that while he's doing his theory test on Friday, because he'll be in there for a while. And I'll just wait in the car for him. So it means that I can get on with reading something while I'm in the car with him. So we will see whether or not that happens. The only other thing I could do is that I've got an ARC that I'm intending to read over the weekend as well, but because it is an ARC, I will be reading it physically on the Kindle, so maybe I could start that as well, potentially. We'll see. I will keep you posted though. Once I've finished this, I'll come back and review it and let you know what I'm planning on picking up next. Maybe I'll take both Fake and then my Kindle. Well, I'll be taking my Kindle anyway because I've been following along with the Kindle because these are on Kindle Unlimited. So I'll be taking the Kindle anyway. Maybe I could start the ARC anyway. But in fact, that's probably what I'd end up doing while he's doing his theory test, because I don't think listening to this through the Bluetooth in the car would be a good idea. Where everyone that walks past could hear it. So yeah, that is my plan. So I'm going to go because I actually have no idea what I'm doing next. I could do with eating something. That's what I could do with doing. I do feel a little bit dicky today, but I could do with eating something today. So I'm probably going to go and do that, quite frankly. I did chill yesterday. What did I end up watching? I ended up watching The Proposal, Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. I haven't seen it for a while, so I ended up watching that one. And then I watched Le Mans 66, 2 very different films. But I love that movie, it's so fucking good. So I ended up watching that one as well. I wanted to watch The Terminator, but they're not available on Netflix, Prime, Disney, or any of the other fucking Paramount, any of the other channels that I use. They're not available on there. Just quite fancied watching Terminator. I don't know why. And I don't think I have the DVDs. I would have to check. But yeah, that's what I ended up watching. So that's what I've been watching, that's what I've been reading, that's what I've been doing. I'm gonna bounce and I will check back in with you later. Good morning, team. It's currently 10 to 8 on Saturday morning. Don't ask me why I'm awake this early. I got up with Andy this morning because I stayed at his last night. I dropped him off at work and then came home. So I've been home since about 7 o'clock. I've just been doing some work bits, trying to tick some things off my list. So I've managed to do about 3 or 4 different items on my to-do list for today, so that's fantastic news. I do have a couple other bits to do, but I'll do those later on in the day. But the sprints for the F1 Readathon will be starting at 10 AM, so I currently have just over 2 hours until then, which is great news because I am partway through a book that I would like to finish. So the F1 Readathon, I have done a bingo board for. I will show a picture of it here so you can see what my prompts are, and I have a stack of books here. This is a ridiculous TBR and the chances of me getting through it are pretty minimal because I do need to keep interrupting myself over the weekend. So this evening the F1 starts at 5 o'clock and I will be watching it, so I will read, you know, around the F1 race, Saudi Arabia race. Sorry, I'm still not 100% functioning. We were awake watching the boxing last night and we watched it right through till the end. Well, I did. Andy fell asleep in the second to last fight, and then I woke him up for the AJ fight. So we were awake watching the boxing, which went on far too late for my liking on a fucking, well, it was a Friday night, so really it shouldn't have affected, it wouldn't have affected a lot of people, but not everybody doesn't work on a Saturday. So sadly Andy is one of those people. He doesn't work every Saturday, but he does work every other Saturday. And that was today. So we were awake till late, and then he was super restless in the night, constantly tossing and turning, constantly elbowing me, so I didn't get a good night's sleep. I felt like shit this morning when I woke up. I'm going to take these out in a bit, by the way. I got my hair done on Thursday, so I need to take these out. Oh, also I took Thomas, this is going to be, I think this is going to be the vibe today, I'm all over the place. Took Thomas to the library yesterday and I really wanted to film it. However, there was a class from a school in at the time and I didn't think that A, it would be fair, or B, be legal for me to film Thomas having a mooch around the library while there were other kids in the library, especially not a class of kids either from school. So I didn't film it, but he was very, very excited. I'll show a picture of him here. Take the bingo board down because there's no point in showing you that yet. I'm clearly not going through it yet. Show a picture of him here. He was very excited to get his first library card and I was incredibly buzzing. I might have been more excited than he was, and my dad definitely was. So me and Tara took him yesterday to get his first library card. He took out 2 books. Apparently Matt read them to him last night and he's just absolutely living his best life. So I really wanted to film it, but I couldn't because of the other kids that were in the library. So I did that yesterday, and then me and Andy nipped into town. He had his theory test. Unfortunately he didn't pass. It is a very difficult test, I'm not gonna lie. I did a couple of practice ones with him online and I failed. If I was to do my theory test now, I would fail. I mean, it took me long enough as it was to pass it the first time. So yeah, he didn't pass it this time. He's got himself booked in again though for in a few weeks time, just before we go away. So while he did that, I had a wander around Primark, and then I went to Waterstones. I didn't buy anything. I was very, very good. I did have a wander around and have a look at a few books, pick a couple of things up and put them back down. And then I went to the cafe and did a little bit of reading, and I started one of the books I'm actually going to read for this readathon. So let's go through the bingo board and I can tell you exactly what I'm going to read. So we had poll pick. Shit. We had poll pick. I may have to do another poll because the book that went on for poll pick that I was going to read, it was between Daughter of No Worlds and Things We Left Behind. Oh my god, I nailed it. Things We Left Behind. I'm no longer going to read that book because my whole TBR for this week has been upended by a certain series. So I'm no longer going to read that, and I will need to redo a poll pick. So I think I might just chuck some manga on for another poll pick. Then we have a buddy read, and for this one I do have Spy Family Volume 3. I've put buddy read down as like, you could have done our book club read, which is a River Enchanted, and I was going to do that, but I'm not in the mood to pick that book up yet, and I don't want to read it too early because the live show won't be until early May. So although I could cock myself up waiting until the end of April to read that, because obviously I'm away for 2 weeks, I am gonna wait. So a few people are doing a River Enchanted. I did also say that if you see something on somebody's TBR that you want to steal, you can count that as a buddy read. You're not necessarily discussing the book together or reading it at the same time, but you'll be reading it over the same weekend. So you can count that as a buddy read, and this has come up on somebody else's TBR this weekend. So yay for that. I also said that if it was part of a series that you're partway through but somebody's reading a volume you've already read or you're not up to that point, you can count that as well. However, somebody else is picking up volume 3 this weekend as well. So we'll be reading Spy X Family volume 3. Then we have a sports romance. So for me, I do have Shooter and the Player down by Rebecca Jenshak. Sorry, my apologies, Rebecca Jenshak. Rebecca actually sent me this one herself, so I'm very excited to give this one a read. It's giving me very much Naily vibes, and I'm in that mood today, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I could do anything else today that wasn't reading or the F1, I'd probably try and binge watch a bit of One Tree Hill, I'm not gonna lie. Then we've got Treat Yourself. I wrote it like that as well. I don't know what I'm gonna treat myself to. But I've got Treat Yourself down for this weekend, so we'll see what happens with that. Then Hydrate. I have bought myself, I know I hate doing this because it's wasted plastic, I could just drink tap water, but I feel like this makes me more likely to drink it than just tap water. I don't know what it is, don't with me, because I have no idea what it is. I will probably just transfer it to my fake giant fucking cup thing, Stanley. I'll probably transfer it to that anyway, but it just, I don't know what it is. It makes me more aware that it's there. I forget that taps are a thing, you know, that tap water is a thing. Out of sight, out of mind. It is what it is. Then we've got graphic novel slash manga slash novella, and obviously I have Spy X Family Volume 3. We can double, triple, you could pick one book for all of them if you want, if you've got one that'll work. Then we've got another format. So this is to read a different format than the format you just read. So for me, I tend to read audibly. So I have got a Kindle Unlimited book that I'm not, well, it will be a Kindle Unlimited book when it comes out next week. I'm going to be reading Broken Hearts by R.G. Angel. I'll show a picture of it here, replace the bingo board with a picture of that. I've been sent an e-arc of this and it comes out on the 13th, next week. So I'm excited to give this a read and be able to review it. So that will slow me down a little bit, but that's the book that I started yesterday. I didn't get too far in. I think I'm only about 7% in. But I'm hoping to read that one this weekend. Then we've got illustrated cover. So I have a few with an illustrated cover. Any of these could count. I also have another one in here with an illustrated cover that could count for that as well. Then we've got less than 300 pages. So Days at the Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa. This is less than 300 pages. In fact, I think it's less than 200 pages. It is 147 pages. So I thought that this would be an interesting read and a nice little read to pick up. Then we have to take part in a sprint. Obviously, I'll be taking part in a sprint. I'm hosting them. Then we've got a TBR vet, and for this one I said anything that's been on your TBR since last year. It can even be the end of last year. So this one has been on my TBR since last year, as has this one. And I think I got this series last year as well, maybe, or it was very early this year. It was either very late last year or early this year. So for me, these count. It doesn't have to be something that's been on your TBR forever. Then a book over 500 pages. So Daughter of No Worlds or Things We Left Behind was going to count for that. I was going to double up with the poll pick for that, but I'm no longer doing either of those books. So Kate by Tate James is actually over 500 pages. I did double check this before I made that decision to take the other book off. Finishes with the motherfucking end. That's cool. 577 pages. This book is chunky. So I'm aiming for this one. Then read something for fun. This series, this whole series, I'm literally reading for fun. I read the first one because it was on my TBR. I'm continuing on because I'm enjoying it so much. So this is reading for fun. Oh, this one's also over 500 pages. So if I don't get to Kate, Fake will work. But I would like to binge this whole series this week because it just makes sense to try and read it in 1 week. If I don't, I'll continue it on next week. But Fake would also count for over 500 pages. That's fantastic news. Final book. This is another reason why I want to try and get to Kate and get it finished, because it would be a final book. So that would count for that. Self-care activity, so anything to do with self-care, whatever that is for you. And then a different genre. So obviously I do have Days at the Morisaki bookshop, because so far, like, the Madison Kate series is romance, Shooting the Players romance. This one is also a different genre as well, so either of these will count. So those are all of the prompts, and this, obviously, Broken Hearts as well. I must remember about that book because, again, out of sight, out of mind, because it's on my Kindle, I will forget. So this is my TBR plus Broken Hearts as well, and I will do another poll pick of 2 manga to choose from. In fact, shall we pick 2 manga now? I feel like I should pick 2 manga from the pile that Yen Press sent me the other day, because why the heck not? So if you remember last week, Yen Press sent me this gigantic stack of manga, and I would like to pick something from this, I think. So I reckon I am definitely intrigued by that one the most. I also requested that one too. I might do all 3 of those, put them all on a poll, and give my patrons the option to choose. So we do have the Star Seekers volume 1, then we do have Unholy Blood volume 1, and then we have got B Strings, or B Strings. I don't know how you pronounce that. There's 2 different ways. That looks like so much fun though. There is so much text in there though. So I'm going to put those 3 to a vote on my Discord for my patrons to vote on, I think. And that will be my other poll pick. So that is my TBR, whether or not we stick to it. I'm really hoping that I will. I would love to finish the Madison Kate series, because I'm really enjoying myself. And I do have this much left of Liar. So I've got about 2 hours on the nose of Liar, and it's currently 2 minutes past 8. So I'm hoping I can finish this before the sprints start. I'm on page 237, still really enjoying this series. That's as far as I got on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Or did I have like a working day on Wednesday? Was it Tuesday? Whatever it was, that's as far as I got with this. So I would really love to continue. I'm not going to keep reminding you what this series is about because we're in the same week. And yeah, but I am enjoying myself. The steam in here is really, really good, and it's really ramping up. But I am craving, it's a Why Choose Romance, and she's got like 3 different guys, but I'm craving a certain guy because we haven't got that yet, and I feel like the sexual tension between these 2, it's definitely like hate fuck vibes, but I need it. I need it to happen. So yeah, I'm gonna go and get on with that and hopefully try and get that finished before sprint starts so that I can move on to something else today. I don't know where I will go next, whether I will continue on with the Madison Kate series immediately, or whether I'll break it up with something else. Maybe I think what I might try and do is break it up with other things. So I don't know where I'll go next. I'll see how I'm feeling. Right now I'm incredibly tired and I've needed some time to wake up before I started reading anything. I could have been listening to that on the way home and then while I was pottering about doing this work stuff, but I just needed to wake up a little bit. So I will come back and let you know the results of this poll. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of these and drop them in my Discord and see what comes back. I'll let you know the results and I will check back in with you and have something else to update you on. Hello. Okay, it's much later. It's almost 8 p.m. We've had a whole ass day since I last updated you. It has been quite the busy day. I am shattered, I'm not gonna lie. I anticipate that I'm probably gonna go up to bed pretty soon, maybe do a bit more reading and then go to sleep. I'm so tired. Obviously I did Patreon sprints from 10 till around about 4:20 and then the F1 race was on at 5. So I did watch that. It was a much more entertaining race than last week's was, which is great news. Still boring as far as the, you know, front runner is concerned, but the midsection was much more entertaining, and Ollie, who is a F2 driver who got brought in literally yesterday to cover Carlos Sainz after he found out he's got appendicitis and needs a bloody operation. He did a fantastic job. He did absolutely brilliant. He absolutely smashed it. Deserved driver of the day. I did vote for him. So that is my update on how my day's been going. Reading though, I do have some updates. I've got some stuff to tell you about. So I did finish Liar by Tate James, which is book 2 in the Madison Kate series. I finished this within the first sprint of sprints. I was reading it for a portion of time. I had like 10 minutes left when sprints started. So this left on quite the cliffhanger, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Tate James knows how to write a cliffhanger. She knows how to force you to pick up the next book in the series without even having to hold a gun to your head. Like, seriously, she knows exactly what she's doing. And it threw me off. It threw me for a loop because my intention was then to read manga and then go into the Days at the Morisaki bookshop. However, I've not ended up doing that. I did love this. I gave it 5 stars like I gave Hate, which is the first one in this series, earlier on this week. This was fantastic. The I really enjoy the writing style. I think it's really good. I really love the characters. I'm so invested in the characters. I love the sexual tension between Madison and the boys that she has sexual tension with, and the plot of the story, where it's going, I'm just really enjoying it. So I'm having a fantastic time with this, and I'm really shooketh by the ending. So 5 stars for that. I did go into the manga, which was Spy Family Volume 3, and I am still enjoying this one as well. This was quite a quick read, and I am still really enjoying this one. This took me like 2 sprints to get through. I kept stopping and starting, doing a little bit of work. And I gave this one 4.5 stars. If you don't know what this series is about, we're following a spy called Twilight who gets a new mission, and in order to get to the person that he needs to get to, he ends up having to kind of adopt a little girl who will go to the prestigious school that this guy he needs to get to's son goes to. So he adopts this little girl who is called Anya. He adopts her, then ends up bumping into this woman called Yor, who he ends up, they end up getting married. It's a sham marriage, obviously, but it benefits her because of her age. She's deemed like, I don't know, there's a thing about women in their age and being unmarried and without child. And she thinks that Twilight, who goes by Lloyd, and Anya are actually father and daughter. And Lloyd lost his wife previously. However, it turns out they're all keeping secrets. So Lloyd is a spy, nobody knows but Lloyd and Anya, because she can read minds, it turns out. And Yor, his wife, turns out is an assassin. And only Yor and Anya know. So Lloyd doesn't know that Yor is an assassin. Yor doesn't know that Lloyd is a spy. And it's all very interesting, and I'm having a very good time with it. So 4.5 stars for this one. And then I did in fact go into Fake, which is book 3 in the Madison Kate series. I was desperate to know what was next. I did ask my patrons, I was like, do I go into Days at Morisaki Bookshop, because it will give me a sense of achievement. It's going to be slow, it's going to be quick and fast. And somebody did say that they know of a few people that didn't enjoy that book, even though they have previously enjoyed translated fiction. So it put me off a little bit. I will come round to it at some point, but this weekend is not the one. I've overestimated my TBR massively, and I really want to prioritise the series. So I did get started on with this one, and I ended up getting to page 216 before I ended sprints for the race. So I haven't continued on since then. I've got about 3 hours left of the audiobook. I don't anticipate me finishing this tonight, unfortunately, but if I do go to sleep early enough, I may be able to get up at a reasonable time tomorrow, get some reading in before sprints start, and then I'll do sprints for a few hours, and then I've got to nip to my brother's to go and see my mum for Mother's Day. So there are a few things that I need to be getting on with tomorrow, which does interrupt my day a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish the rest of my TBR. We'll have to see what's going on, because not only have I got the rest of Fake to finish, but I do still have Tutoring the Player by Rebecca Genshak, Kate by Tate James, and also The Star Seekers. I think what I would end up doing, because I would really like to have this whole series in one vlog, that would be really great, I would probably end up prioritising these tomorrow, and also finishing Fake, and then this can just carry on into March at some point. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. So yeah, that's where I'm at. This is going really well. I'm having a very good time with it. I was worried at the beginning because of how it was playing out following on from the second book. I was worried that we were changing direction a little bit, and I did not want that, but we seem to be back on track somewhat, and I'm excited to continue on. More and more secrets are being revealed, and I'm having a very good time, and I can't wait to continue. So I'm gonna go up to bed. I might try and do like another hour or so, and then try and get an early night. I am absolutely shattered, and I think going up to bed, normally I wouldn't sit in bed and read for like an hour or two, because I like to try and keep my bedroom as my sleeping space, albeit that never really works out. I end up on my phone for hours on end. But I'm really hoping that if I go to bed and try and read this for a little bit longer, that I will end up super duper sleepy, way more than I already am right now, and want to get my head down reasonably early. So I think going up now 8 is a really good shout. I could even do like a couple of hours till like 10 o'clock and only have an hour left of this for tomorrow, which will be a really good start to my day, especially if I do go to sleep early. It means there's more chance of me getting up earlier tomorrow, which will be good. I've got sprint starting at 10 o'clock, so if I could get up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, that would be fantastic. I could finish this off and get started with Kate, or even get through Star Seekers before sprints start. So that is my plan. Hello. Okay, it is 6:45 on Sunday evening, and today has not even close gone to plan. I have had a horrific migraine all day. It is still lingering. I can still feel it around here, and it's been not a good day. I ended up having to, well, I initially postponed sprints this morning. They were scheduled for 10 o'clock. I went back to bed. I put Cool and Soothe patch on, went back to bed, tried to get some more sleep, and then got up maybe around midday, and suddenly realised that it wasn't a headache, it was a migraine. So I ended up having to cancel going seeing my parents at my brother's today. It is Mother's Day, and I was supposed to be going seeing my mum. I ended up having to cancel that. I can't drive with a migraine. So I cancelled that, which I was really sad about. I texted Andy's mum because I was going to go and see her as well because he's at work today. And then got dressed. I say dressed. I literally put my hoodie on and a pair of leggings and some fluffy socks. Came downstairs, watched a little bit of YouTube, ate something, which was a Belvita bar, and then went back to bed for a couple of hours. I only ate the Belvita bar so I could take some ibuprofen, because I don't take tablets on an empty stomach. I end up feeling really sick. Went back to bed for a couple of hours, didn't really sleep, but was resting, which was good. Got up, felt a little bit better, and then came back downstairs. I've had something to eat, I've been watching some YouTube, and I thought I would come on and give you an update. I wasn't going to bother today, but I am feeling a little bit better. So I don't have much to update you on, naturally, because of how I've been feeling. I haven't been reading. I did read a little bit more of Fake last night by Tate James, and I got to page 378. So this is still ongoing. I would like to still try and finish this evening if I can. Sorry, the TV's flicking through adverts. I've got Netflix on. I would still like to try and finish this evening, potentially, but we'll see whether or not that happens. But I would also still like to go into the Star Seekers as well, which is just a manhwa, which shouldn't take me too long to get through. So I may try and get through this as well. We'll see what happens, but I won't be able to get to Kate, which is really sad because I really wanted to try and finish that series this week, so it was all in a week's vlog. But it is what it is. I'll try and read it next week. So yeah, today has not gone to plan. Day 2 of the F1 readathon. I feel really bad for my patrons, as much as they keep shouting at me because I keep apologising for cancelling sprints. I do feel really bad. I hate being unwell. I didn't have many migraines last year, to be honest. I could probably count on one hand how many I had, which was a huge improvement to previous years because I was lucky if I got through a week without having a migraine. But this year I've already had 2, and I haven't been able to pinpoint what it is that's caused the migraines. Yesterday I was super hydrated. I drank plenty of water. I got a little bit of daylight, not much, but I did get some daylight. Daylight's usually my trigger. I had my kind of Monster, so it can't have been that either. So I'm not sure what caused it yesterday. Andy made a really good point though, that I am a moon sister this week, which is something that I don't do regularly. TMI, I don't do that regularly. I am on the contraceptive pill, the one that you can take continuously. So when it happens, it's a complete surprise. None of us are expecting it. So maybe that's played into it, I'm not sure. So yeah, it's just been really bizarre why I've ended up with this migraine today. I haven't been able to pinpoint it, which means I haven't been able to try and counteract it. But I am feeling a little bit better, which is good. I think the lying down earlier in the dark with the Cool and Soothe patch on, taking some ibuprofen, really did me some good. I'm just hoping that I'm able to sleep tonight. Again, I had an early night last night. I was in bed for 9 o'clock. I read for a couple of hours. I was lights out for 11 PM. And I don't remember having any problems falling to sleep. I don't remember tossing and turning constantly checking my phone and seeing every hour, so which is usually what happens when I try and sleep. So really bizarre. Not sure what's triggered the migraine at all. I'm unimpressed, that's for damn sure. I do have a couple of boxes to open though. This came earlier on this week, probably the beginning of the week, and I've just not opened it. And then this came yesterday maybe, and I just forgot to go and get it out of the box outside. So this Waterstones one is a pre-order. And I'm fairly certain I know what it is, which is why there was no rush for me to get it out of the box, to be honest. But it is The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black, which is the second one in her new series. First one being The Stolen Heir. I haven't read The Stolen Heir yet. But I did love the Cruel Prince series, which is why I'm collecting these. I want to try and get them all before I read them, I think. So yeah, I did get this one. I don't know what's exclusive about it, why it's a Waterstones exclusive edition, I'm not sure, unless there's like an extended thing in the back. But I got this one. Again, I was in no mad rush to open it because I've not read the second one yet. And then the Afterlight box, I'm fairly certain, yeah, this is a special edition book from Afterlight that I wanted to make sure I got, because I have all of her others except for one. In these editions. I didn't get, it's the Ali Hazelwood book, the new one, Bride. I didn't get Love Theoretically because I was annoyed with how they were doing the box. Instead of just doing the books, they ended up bringing out alternative dust jackets for these books. And it annoyed me that they didn't have a just book option. You could only get it with the alternative dust jackets. And what annoyed me about the alternative dust jackets, as pretty as they were, is that they didn't have an alternative dust jacket for Loathe to Love You. So why would I want matching dust jackets for all of the books except for the short story collection? So it pissed me off. So on principle, I didn't buy it, and now I'm annoyed with myself for not just getting it. So I mean, it is what it is. But I did get Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I've been really anticipating this one. It's taken all of my strength not to pick this book up in the last couple of weeks when I've been in Waterstones. It is signed by Ali, and the end papers, pretty. Again, this doesn't have an alternative dust jacket underneath. I know it's of a different genre this time round. End papers on this side, but it doesn't have, and then underneath the dust jacket on the naked hardcover, very pretty. It doesn't have an alternative dust jacket underneath, so the alternative dust jacket thing fucking annoyed me. It just really pissed me off. Check and Mate did have an alternative underneath the dust jacket, but again, I'm not going to switch it round now because it won't match the rest. So yeah, anyway, that's the other book that came. I am looking forward to getting to this one. Again, it's taken all of my strength not to just pick this up in the bookstore because I have been wanting to pick it up recently. So I may try and squeeze this in March, where I don't know, but I might try and do so. This is her first dip into fantasy romance, I think, so I'm looking forward to that. So nice, just a little haul. I'm doing all right actually with book purchasing. I did go to the bookstore the other day, but I didn't get anything, which I'm really proud of myself for doing. And I haven't actually like bought something this month. These have obviously come this month and I have paid for them, but this was a pre-order and this was also a pre-order. But yeah, as far as like actually going out and buying books this month or buying something from Amazon, I haven't done it yet. I've been tempted, but I haven't done it, and I'm quite proud of myself, and I'm hoping I can get to the end of the month with that because my spending has been ridiculous and I really do need to save up. So yeah, so I just thought I'd come on, give you a little update. I am so glad I'm feeling a bit better. My head is still pounding a bit though. I'm thinking that I might watch or try an episode. I don't know how it works. I've never watched a K-drama before, but I'm thinking I might watch A Business Proposal because I read the volume 1 of the manga or manhwa the other week, and I'm really intrigued to see what the TV show is like. So I've never watched a K-drama before. I don't know what it's like, and this will be my first time trying. So I think I'm going to do that for a little bit, and then I might go up to bed, finish off Fake, and maybe read this. We'll see. Tomorrow I will wrap up this vlog for you and let you know how I got on. But yeah, My apologies that today hasn't been more entertaining. But yeah, I'll check in with you tomorrow. Good morning, team. It is Monday morning, it's 11 o'clock, and I am here to wrap this vlog up. I didn't end up finishing Fake Laughs last night. I was chatting with my patrons. I ended up watching a bit of a business proposal, a K-drama on Netflix that I've read the first manga to, or manhwa to, and ended up watching 2 episodes. I really enjoyed it. I might end up watching some more today. So I went up to bed maybe around 10ish, and then I did read The Star Seekers Volume 1, which was one of the manga that was sent to me by Yen Press last week. And I enjoyed this one. It was really good. I gave it 4 stars. I had a good time with it. We're basically following this band, and it's in a world where musicians tend to have some kind of magic to elevate their on-stage presence. And this band is a group of 5 guys. They are called Star One, and none of them so far have come into their magic, and their manager is basically kind of like, we're gonna have to start taking you down a couple notches, like you're down to 1 manager between the 5 of you rather than 1 each, and all of this stuff. So something ends up happening on stage at one of their latest gigs, and one of them ends up coming into their magic, and it kind of starts to come out of them bit by bit when they're in situations of like grave danger, and it's really fascinating and interesting to see the kind of magic that they manifest and what they can do with it, and just how this world works. It's really interesting. So I'm having a good time with it so far. I'm interested to see what happens next with the series. I think Volume 2 is definitely out in English. Volume 3 and 4 are coming out later on this year. So I'm intrigued to continue on with this one because I had a really good time with it. So yeah, 4 stars for that one. So overall, this week, here's what I read. I did read Hate by Tate James, which is the first in the Madison Kate series, and I gave it 5 stars. This was really good. Didn't anticipate to enjoy this as much as I did, and didn't anticipate that I would want to immediately pick up the next one. I then, for the F1 readathon, I then went into Spy Family Volume 3, which I really enjoyed. I had a good time with it, gave it 4 stars. I did finish off Liar because I went into this straight after Hate and I didn't have too long left to go, so I finished Liar off during the F1 readathon, which is book 2 in the Madison Kate series. Again, gave it 5 stars, really enjoying this series. I then went into Fake by Tate James, book 3 in the Madison Kate series, and I didn't finish this one off. I was going to finish it last night. I only have an hour and a half left of it, but I didn't finish it off just because I was having a chat with my patrons, and basically I said to them that, like, I'm concerned that the minute I finish this I'm going to want to go straight into the 4th one, and I don't want to encourage my migraine to get worse, because I was feeling so much better last night. Like 10 o'clock I felt like a human being again, and I was like, right, shall we get on with the day, until I remembered what time it was, and I was just frustrated because so much of the day had been wasted, and I know it's not something that can be helped. This is the side effects of having a chronic illness, but I was really frustrated. So I didn't end up finishing this one on that basis. Ironically enough, I then went into one of the other books that was for my really long project and subsequently finished that book and went to bed at 5 o'clock this morning. So it wouldn't have mattered if I finished this or not and went straight into Kate, but it is what it is. So I didn't quite finish this one, and I will be finishing it in this week's upcoming vlog. I know it's annoying for me to not have finished the book, but I'm trying to take the pressure off of myself to do that. I don't have to finish the books I'm reading in the current vlog that I'm reading them in, especially now we're down to weekly vlogs again. I used to have this thing where I had to finish the books that I was reading, so sometimes I would get up on like a Monday and I would spend the whole day finishing the book that I was in the middle of reading for the previous week's vlog, and then Monday's vlog for this current week wouldn't start till like the evening, and I shouldn't really be doing that. If I don't finish it, I don't finish it. It can continue into the following week, it's fine, unless they're themed, obviously. So yeah, this will continue on into the current, like the upcoming week's vlog, and I will also be picking up Kate as well, so I will wrap this up in basically the space of 2 weeks. But yeah, really enjoying this one as well. And then, as I mentioned, the Star Seekers Volume 1, which I gave 4 stars. So I know I had a 48-hour readathon, and I had big plans for that readathon, and it didn't quite go to plan. I finished off Liar, I read Star Seekers, I read Spy Family Volume 3, and I got 378 pages into Fake. It didn't quite go to plan, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about the fact that I have a chronic illness, and on occasion I get migraines and it shuts me down for the day or two. But this is what I read for the week. I'm really happy that I got through one of the books that was actually on my TBR, because the rest of them are not. And I made decent progress in this, so I will finish this off and hopefully make some progress on some of the books that are on my TBR for the upcoming week. Migraine status, I am feeling better, but I have a niggle in here, and that's probably my own fault for staying up so late. Every time I speak right now, it throbs. So I do have my Monster. I have also picked up a Lucozade Sport to get some hydration in me very, very quickly. But I also have a water with me, which I will be making my way through today and probably refill and then make my way through again. And I am going to have a very healthy breakfast of a Squares bar so that I can take some ibuprofen, hopefully get me through the day. I was going to take today as like a filming and errands day. I don't think that's going to happen today. I'm just going to edit whatever videos I've got already filmed. I do have a few filmed for April already, so I can start making my way through editing those. I think that's my plan. I'm just going to edit and then read later on today, and maybe at some point fit in some more business proposal, because I'm really enjoying it. And then tomorrow I think will be a more in-depth filming day, an errand day, I reckon. So I think that's my plan. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I apologise at the end of it for the F1 readathon. I'm going to get shouted at from my patrons for this, and they're probably going to put a pound in the sorry jar. But I apologise for the end of this week's vlog for the F1 readathon. Did not go to plan. I set really, really high expectations for myself, as I always do. 9 times out of 10 I don't reach them. However, I usually get through more than I did. It was just the way the cookie crumbled this week, unfortunately, and I am hoping that the next F1 readathon will be much more successful next month. Fingers crossed. And if you were interested in the F1 readathon, I will leave a link to my Patreon in the description box down below. We do a 24-hour edition every single month. Sometimes that can look like a 48-hour edition if we skip the month prior because I'm so busy. Or sometimes it can look like a week-long special edition in which we read special edition books called Box Readathon, and it's very entertaining. And we do a whole bunch of other things as well. I do weekly Patreon sprints on a Monday, unless I have other engagements, in which case I'll try and do them somewhere else in the week. I also do other weekly sprints as well, not every single week, but I do try and fit them in where I can. We have a book club, like a buddy read, bi-monthly buddy read, so it's not as much pressure, in which we do live shows every 2 months, every other month. And we have other things going on as well. There is a Discord as well, so if you're interested in any of that, absolutely no pressure, but if you were, the link is in the description box down below. And one other thing I need to say before I go, if you are interested in coming on a trip with me next year, we are going to Greece. We're going to go to Athens and Santorini in Greece It is a 7-day trip that will be in April. It's April 11th to April 17th, 2025. So there is over a year for you to pay for the trip and save up for said trip as well. And I'm really stoked for this trip. There will be a link in my description box down below where you can sign up and leave your email. The trip will be going live over the weekend tomorrow. In fact, when this video goes up, it will be going live tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled. But if you want to get notified about that or want to look at more information on the trip, the link is in the description box down below that will give you more information. I'm really excited about it. You don't have to pay the trip off immediately. You just have to pay the 25% deposit, and then the rest of the trip can be paid up to 90 days before the trip. So you can pay that in like monthly installments or however works for you. So if you're interested in coming on that trip with me, I would be really excited to see you there and to have you on the trip. I am stoked about this trip. It's taken me a really long time to decide on what trip to go on, and the Greece trip sounds incredible. I've been to Greece once. I went to Kos and it was like, you know, the party scene, but this one, I am so fascinated by the history of Athens, and to go and see the ruins and things that are going on there, it sounds absolutely fascinating to me. But Santorini has always been a little dream in the back of my head. It's always been a little dream. It looks so idyllic and it looks like it's not a real world. It looks like a fantastical world, and I'm so excited to go and explore it and see what they have on offer. So I'm really stoked about this trip, and if you are interested, link in the description box down below. Again, no pressure, but if you wanted to come with us or you want to know more information, check it out. So yeah, I am gonna go, but thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Chat to me in the comments down below. If you got to the end of this video, leave me a, you know, the black and white flag or an F1 racing car or just any car emoji. Leave me one of them because it's been F1 week. And I shall see you in whatever comes next. Bye for now.